Hi there, it's Deirdre here. Just popping in today to let you all know that Saturn, today the 30th of June 2024, that Saturn is moving into retrograde motion now for approximately about 5 months. So as we know with planets moving, most of the planets in the cosmos move into retrograde motion at some stage during each year. And the purpose of that is that it's an opportunity for us to go within and deal and use all of that energy that planet is creating for us to work on our internal activation, our internal problems, everything that's going on inside of us. Because if we're constantly just doing everything outside of us and reacting and acting and being busy and running around like chickens with their heads chopped off, we will run out of steam. You can only do that for so long. So as much as retrogrades kind of can feel like a real handbrake, that someone sort of suddenly stopped you in your flow, they're a very, very necessary part of our progress because, like I said, we can't always be switched on and always pushing the go button. So when Saturn's in retrograde, Saturn's all about structure and hard work and discipline. So when he's in retrograde, he's very much asking you to look at your internal structures. You know, what sort of self-discipline do you have? Are you good at motivating yourself? Can you get up off the couch every day and get everything done that needs to be done? And also, where are you overly critical of yourself? Where do you stop yourself from moving forward simply because you think you're not good enough or you think you can't do it as well as somebody else? So these next sort of 5 months are a wonderful time for us to really look at our inner structures. And because Saturn is currently sitting in Pisces, this retrograde is very much about your intuition, your spiritual connection, your spiritual awareness, and your creative abilities. So as we know, Saturn's all about structure, focus, discipline, hard work, and being very, grounded and practical. And of course, Piscean energy is all about moonbeams, rainbows, and unicorns. It's all very creative and intuitive and spiritual energy. So they don't really work very well together with one another very well. So what we can do with this energy, though, is that Saturn's trying to show us and tell us that if you want to be creative, if you want to be spiritual, there must be a plan. There has to be a program. There has to be a structure beneath it all, or it's not going to last. It's all going to be like a house of cards that just comes tumbling down around you. So while we've got Saturn in retrograde in Pisces, we get the opportunity to look at ourselves, to look into your inner world, to see where you hold yourself up, where you're not disciplined enough, where you're not working hard enough, where you're not focused enough. Because when he's in direct motion, it's very easy to blame everybody else for this. Oh, my boss didn't give me enough notice to get that done, or there's not enough hours in the day, whatever it might be. But when he's retrograde, it becomes very obvious that the problem is all with you, because it's always all with you. You're the one that's in charge of everything in your life. So you've got to take the action. You've got to do the work and make things happen. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you to look at your projects, your programs, whatever you might be working on at this time, and be aware of, if you want it to be sustainable, if you want it to carry on, if you want it to go the distance, what does it need to solidify it, to get those good solid concrete foundations that will then allow it to grow into something that will last and that will be better than what you've got right now. So it's a wonderful time to really look at that inner structure, but also to be very aware of a question that you really need to ask yourself while Saturn is in retrograde in Pisces is, what do you want from your life? Just for yourself, just for you. Now, many of you out there listening to this who are born with Saturn in Pisces might find that this is a very, very hard question to answer because you're so used to serving. Piscean energy is very used to looking after other people and looking after their needs and being there for people. It's not very used at all to putting itself first and going, pick me. So this is what we're going to do over these next 5 months, is look at where you can be more assertive, where you can go after things and not only have that structure in place to allow you to get there, but to not be afraid to actually pick something and grab something and run with something rather than waiting for it to come to you by just sitting on the fence, which is a very Piscean way of being. So Saturn's not going to allow that. So he's going to give you a kick up the bum if you do get too complacent, especially if you've got something very important that needs to be shared with the world at this time. So do the inner work. It is hard work, but you will appreciate yourself so much more once you've done it. See you again next time. Bye.